All right, y'all. So I know I'm a little late, but I'm here. This week's episode. Oh, no, it was last week. Fuck. I missed it. But it's okay. This past episode of VH1's Family Reunion Love and Hip Hop Edition was giving what it was giving. So let's give it what we got.
I'm the type of girl you call wifey. Yeah.
What does the cat do?
Meow.
So this episode started off with Yo-Yo Zell and Jonathan, and Yo-Yo was like, I want y'all to call me JoJo because in the Spanish culture, the Y's and the J's are cross-pronounced. So, like, for instance, if you live in a state that has a Jack in the Box and you get a Jumbo Jack, if the right lady is taking your order, she gonna call it a Jumbo Jack. And, you know, if something starts with a Y, then it is then pronounced with a J. But y'all don't say jalapenos. I don't know. Okay, not to know that. And so then, see, I don't know what I want to call her. Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo brought up Booby and was like, y'all getting real close, girl. What's the tea? And then Jonathan had brought up Cisco and was like, saying don't do music no more because of that incident. If that's all it took for you to not want to do music no more, then being a musician is not for you. There are people out here that have had multiple albums shelved, and they are still out here bumping and grinding, trying to make it and keep their head above water. So the fact that one incident was just like, I don't want to do it anymore, it wasn't for you, sis. Then you have the ladies' convo versus the men's convo. On the ladies' side, you got Brooke Valentine, you got Mimi, and you got Erica. And then on the men's side, you got Safaree, you got Marcus, and you got Booby. And the women was talking about, oh girl, is you pregnant? How was your night last night? Because you know the last episode, they was all hooked up. I miss you. And so this is the next day. And so Brooke and Mimi like, girl, what's tea? What was you down there doing, girl? Was you bumping in the girl? Is you pregnant, girl? And she, you know, being coy and all of this. And then she was talking about how she hasn't seen this side of Safaree since before she got pregnant. So while she's so happy and so giddy and so like, oh my God, look at you, she's real apprehensive because she don't know how long this gonna last and she don't want to build her hopes on things that she don't know is eternal. Hallelujah. And then you got the men on their side playing basketball, and Safaree is just like, I like where we at. I'm doing good. I cried, bro. I cried. This, that, and the third. And Marcus was like, I'm proud of you. And then, oh, Lord. I don't know. Because I'm not a cheater, I don't see cheating as being addicted to, like, drugs or something. Like, because he was talking about it like it was a 12-step program. He was like, one day at a time. You know, when you're in a basketball game, you don't worry about the championship, right? You worry about winning the game. And everybody was like, whoa. And it's just like, why are we making something so minuscule, so monumental? It's as if Marcus was like, 2 + 2 is 4. And everybody was like, oh, Langston Hughes in this bitch. That's profound, my nigga. And it's just like, all he said was, give some effort. Try. Yo-Jo's Black Food Fail. So you just gonna discount the 2 Hispanics that's there, right? This is about black culture. They ain't got no black culture. Well, the 3, because I'm missing Erica and But and then you want to give a history lesson. I don't care where the oxtails came from. They getting cold, Yo-Jo. Like, I am ready to eat. You got foil over, but girl, we don't know what flies can be getting into. We are living through Omarion, okay? Like, I'm ready to eat. So it was a few things going on at this little food fair. It was a cookout. I'm tired of calling this shit a food fair. It was one table full of food. This was the equivalency of a baby shower, girl. Like, that food fair means you got like, it should have been tables all around. They should have been like, I have too much to choose from. That's not what was going on. So Erica and Marcus talking, and Erica want to know, girl, what did you say to Safaree? Because he is really, doing the damn thing. He didn't really turn it around. He did a 180. And then you have Cisco and Safaree. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, what do y'all have to talk about? Baby, Cisco done pulled Safaree to the side and was mad because a year ago, he invited Safaree to Deb Anthony's birthday party. And Safaree didn't show up. And he was like, you made me look like a fool. I had to go around this place. Baby, you make it seem like Safaree is just that dude. So, like, if he don't show up, the party just will not go on. His fame is the equivalency of Waka Flocka, who I'm sure was there to celebrate his mama. Between Waka, Tammy, everybody else that fucked with Deb on a personal level that was of celebrity status, that party was alright. I don't think that everybody was coming up to you saying, oh my God, the place got for Safaree saying he's not here. Whatever shall we do? Like, you made it a big deal. And Safaree played your ass with that played out ass response. He said, we ain't had nobody to babysit. Now, if you believe that, I don't think Cisco believed that, but if you believe that, you a damn fool. I actually think that was just the first thing he could think of. He didn't give a shit. You said that Deb was fucking with, I almost said Monifa, bitch. You said that Deb was fucking with Nicki Minaj. You know, he was just collateral. He was with Nicki. When him and Nicki went their separate ways, how was his relationship with Deb then? Because it seemed like you just wanted me here for some pump up the value. And when I didn't make you look good, you want to come back and blow the smoke up my ass. And speaking of smoke up your ass, bitch, why in the fuck is Safaree standing like, oh, Jonathan, look at the sex tape, look at the sex tape. Like, I just don't understand why he felt like Jonathan needed to see that. Him and Erica like, look. And it's just like, See, that's that shit right there. Just like with the OnlyFans, I was talking to my friend the other day and I was just like, y'all gotta understand that these gay men know what they doing with this OnlyFans. Now, I know I'm getting off topic, I'm gonna get back on. But they know what they doing with this OnlyFans. Ain't no woman rubbing one out to a man's booty hole. If he winking his stuff in the camera while he doing his thing, he not trying to entertain no women. So anyway, back to the story. Now we at the pool, and Bobby Lights and Jonathan have a conversation about the Zell situation. And Bobby was like, I wasn't really offended. You know, I didn't take it as personally as Jonathan did. And when him and Jonathan got to talking, he was like, Zell felt like you was making a... No. I don't know if he felt like the comment was racist or he felt like Jonathan was being racist, but the word racist came up. Jonathan said, pause on this conversation. Oh, Zell. Bitch, I'm here for that, Jonathan. Get to the minutiae right then and there, bitch. You are in arms reach, bitch. We finna talk about this shit right now because race is not something we gonna play with in 2022. So as he talking to Zell is like, honestly, it was a joke and you took it seriously. And why did you say that in the moment, Zell? Why didn't you say in the moment, bitch, I was just playing. Why is you getting all riled up? Why is you all in your feelings? I am just joking. But if you want to take it there, okay then, sis, you got it. But you needed to make that known in the scene. But you know what? Jonathan never said, well, I didn't know it wasn't a joke. So maybe they took that part. I don't know. All I know is we the people didn't see you tell Jonathan that it was a joke. So how the hell was he supposed to know? How was we supposed to know? So yeah, Zell was like, it was a joke, but I stand by what I said. I'm a different type of gay. I'm a man. I'm going to always carry myself as a man. And Jonathan was like, what's a man? I believe I'm a man. Yes, I'm flamboyant and feminine, but I raised my nieces and nephews. I stepped up to the plate when nobody else did, and I took care of them. I'm a man. Zell was like, all that gay shit in front of straight men is just unnecessary. And somebody in the background was like, because they was like, what's it? Yeah, Zell was like, you doing too much sometimes. Sometimes you do too much. And I think it was Erica that was just like, you really do. And I'm just like, who? There is nothing worse, and I love my allies, but there is nothing worse than a straight person, man or woman, involving himself in gay business when it ain't the right time. When we are arguing about our rights and about how we choose to exist in the world, you ain't got no say in that unless you are part of this journey. But Zell was like, yeah, you be doing too much. You can't be around these straight men talking about sucking dick. And Jonathan was like, well, I just saw Erica and Safaree on a sex tape. Now, where that came from or why that was relevant to the conversation, I don't know. So I agree with Erica on this. But Erica, you got all up in your feelings for no reason. You stoned and I gotta entertain me. Girl, you was just giggling and sniggling when you was showing it to him. So obviously, you don't mind people seeing it. But you mad that he said something. As if this ain't gonna go up on one of y'all OnlyFans. Because obviously, y'all wanted it to be public information if y'all showed Jonathan of all people. That man has been accused of being messy since we met him. And that's when you decided to show something that was confidential? Bitch, that's on you. And then Sin and Richie Dollars talked for a minute, and basically, of course, they're talking about Cisco. Rich expresses that Cisco is still not over the situation. Like, fuck the song. He wants to be with you, Sin. He wants that old thing, but we're not back because he never had it in the first place. And when he saw you with Booby, he got all up in his feelings. And Sin is like, bitch, what? I told him 6 years ago I didn't want to do that. So, all I want to talk to him about is this music. Like, nothing more, nothing less. The music. And speaking of the music, it seemed like Sin can't face the music because she didn't want to go to Sexual Rage. She was like, it's not comfortable. And it's just like, girl, just go. So we get down to Sexual Rage, and Erica got all types of, things she want people to act out. One of them was a shower rod, and then she, joked about Mimi's sex tape. And she was like, ugh. And then Erica and Amina kiss over some whipped cream. And that was really the high and the low of that party. And then bitch, it got started. Cisco had walked up to Sin, because I think Sin was sitting with Richie Dollars. Rich, where your creep squad at? Because you a creep, I just don't trust you around these women. I just don't. But they sitting down, and Cisco walks up, and she's like, oh no. But of course, he convinces her to go to the rooftop to talk, which I think is the dumbest thing in the world. Because, bitch, if I got something against you and you may have something against me, bitch, I don't want to put myself in no position where my life may end out of one of us being angry. So while Cisco on the roof with Sin talking about the situation, Mimi is downstairs keeping everybody abreast of what's going on. And literally, it's like a fucking lecture, like a seminar. She like, da-da-da-da-da, and then this happened, da-da-da-da, and they're like, oh my God, girl, it was like a masterclass, honey. Now, back on the rooftop, Cisco was like, I've been distant, and I noticed that people have noticed that I've been distant, and honestly, that's because of you. Then he gets in his confessional, and it's like, yeah, I already got my shit going on at home with the kids, but then I find out that I got even bigger issues going on here. I don't know if y'all caught that, but that took me aback. Your issue with Sin not wanting to be with you is bigger than you fighting for your children? That's sad. I was gonna say something catchy, but I don't even want to play about it. That's sad. And then Cisco kept like talking in codes and but he wouldn't come out and say, I'm affected by seeing you with Booby and I feel like you're doing it in my face. And Sin got tired of it. She was like, listen, ain't nobody doing shit in your face. It's been 5 years. I'm affected by the music. That's it. Don't talk in codes because I don't like that shit. The music is all I want to talk about. And then she walked off. She walked back downstairs. And they're like, speak of the devil. She like, who's the devil? So they asking her what the conversation was about upstairs. We already know, but we want to know the context. And she all coy. And Jonathan was like, she don't want to talk about it. Erica was like, well, bitch, ain't nobody untouchable. You was the wrong part. Right message. Because we hear everybody business is on Front Street. True. Wrong messenger. Because when you said that, Sin got riled up and said, okay, well, bitch, let's bring up the fake page. And that's a big ordeal. So while that's going on, Peter Guns takes Cisco outside and it's just like, now was not the time. This was not the place. We are all drunk. Because Cisco getting hit. She took it wrong, bro. Because you didn't say shit. You couldn't get it out. So he was just like, just go home. Sleep it off. Maybe I can revisit this later. We go back inside. Of course, Erica and Sin still going. And then Sin... I don't know where Sin goes. Sin walks off and it's just like, I guess I'm done with this. And then Erica sinks her teeth into Jonathan. Why? Jonathan did call it out and was just like, you mad because this, that, and the third. But I don't really understand why she was so upset. And then she threw out, yeah, because we're too black for you. Who? Erica, you're not black. Who is we? No. Just like, and I'm watching Real World Homecoming. I might give y'all a review on that. Shout out to Abby for telling me about that. Just like on that show, we not gonna let that girl say the N-word and she ain't got no melanin running through her bones. So Jonathan goes outside and he like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Wait for me, Sin, because I was the one defending you and I got ganged up on. And Rich appears out of nowhere again. Well, not out of nowhere, but he always there. And he was like, no, remember we talked about this? And he was like, bitch, I'm gone. So Jonathan walks out, and I was trying to be nosy in a little preview for the next week's episode. Well, this week's episode, and I didn't see Sin or Jonathan, so they may have really went home. Or VH1 was just real strategic. But that's what this episode was giving. It gave what it gave, so I gave it what I had. Make sure you were liking, commenting, subscribing, and that the notifications are on. Same place, same time.